kind of wanted to build off. I released a video a couple weeks ago about fat loss. Super good video. It was more about the science behind fat loss. It had a little trick in there to help accelerate fat loss easily for you. And it just kind of explained the process, explained kind of the industry bullshit that you get fed. Well, not really bullshit, but it's a misconception that it's all about your calories and it doesn't matter which ones it is as long as you cut them down, which is not necessarily true. Like we talked about, if you didn't watch the first video, I'll put the link in the description. It may pop up on your thumbnail feed on the bottom to find. I don't know. It's the secret behind fat loss, how to make it easy for you, or something of that nature. But I wanted to elaborate a little, go in a little more detail, because I kind of brushed the surface for the sake of you guys not making that video 45 minutes long and you're sitting there falling asleep watching it. But I wanted to kind of break down a little more what I meant in that video, give you some more tips about fat loss, because while the industry tells you it's all about your calories, like we talked about in the other one, it's not necessarily all about calories. It's about which calories you cut from which of your three main macronutrients, your proteins, your fats, and your carbs. And we talked about cutting your carbs down with your insulin and your blood sugar, and how that increases your fat mobilization to have those at a lower level. But I want to go a little more into the calorie portion and the carbs portion, because if you just, on the surface, that video sounds like I'm advocating a super low carb diet to keep yourself in fat burning mode for longer, which is not the case. Carbs and fats are extremely, extremely important nutrients for your natural testosterone production, your natural hormone production, your natural body's balance between those hormones. It helps with the carbs are particularly important for your workout performance, your fitness performance. They're important for sustained energy. They're very, very important in moderation. You don't want to go batshit crazy on carbs and eat, go to McDonald's and get 2 large things of fries because you haven't eaten your carbs all day. Well, no, that's not very good. But I want to go into the calorie portion. So in cutting your carbs out or tapering them off by the end of the day, like we talked about, you'll increase your fat mobilization, you'll feel better, you'll feel sharper in the morning. But one thing you really need to do is to find what your maintenance calories are. So cutting calories is not necessarily cutting them off what you're doing now, it's cutting them off your maintenance caloric intake. So if you've been on a diet for a long time, your maintenance calories are probably lower than you think they are. Because your body, like I kind of reference this in every video, your body is going to adapt to whatever you do. So if you're doing something for a really long period of time, your body's going to adapt to it. So if you have been dieting for a long time and you've seen some results and they've tapered off, don't just make your diet more extreme, because that's going to have some adverse health effects, because you're going to be cutting key nutrients out of your diet. So one thing I recommend doing is to kind of find your maintenance calories. Here's a simple trick. Take your body weight. And it's going to fluctuate a little bit, but a good rule of thumb is take your body weight in pounds and multiply it by 15. If anyone on here or anyone listening uses kilograms for your body weight, take your kg body weight, multiply it by 33. That is a pretty good estimate of what your maintenance calories should be per day. Now, what makes up those maintenance calories is going to vary with proteins and fats and carbs, but you get the idea. That should, be your maintenance. So if you've been dieting for a while, you probably have a decent idea of what is in what foods. If you've never dieted before, it's a good way to learn. So what your maintenance calories are. Do a little research on what you eat. When you're at a restaurant, you can ask. A lot of restaurants have nutritional menus where they'll tell you like your calories, your protein, your carbs, your fats, your sugars. They'll tell you everything that's in your food. At least some of the ones that I go to do. And if they don't, there are plenty of apps. The MyFitnessPal app is a good one that has a lot of preloaded foods. Like I'll go to Qdoba and type in what I get at Qdoba, and it'll pretty much pull up all the macros for that food. called maintenance. You should stay the same. But what you're going to do is if you're exercising, and you're working out a little bit, you're going to allow your body to have the nutrients required to add some lean muscle back. And muscle's very, very important in fat loss, because those are the most efficient forms of fat burners, is high muscle to fat ratio. So if you add a little bit of muscle and you get your body back used to eating what your maintenance calories should be, and then you pretty much do a reset and start over. And after you've been doing that for 4, 5, 6 weeks at your maintenance, and your body started to adapt back to it, maybe longer than that, maybe 6, 8 weeks. But if you allow your body to get back to that point and you cut back down to maybe an 80% of your maintenance. So for me, I weigh about 175 pounds. My maintenance calories are just a tick over 2,700. If on days that I work out, it's obviously going to go up a little bit. They'll be in the 3,000 range, 28, 2,900 range. But 80% for me is somewhere around the 2,200, 2,300 mark. So if I stay at that 2,200, 2,300 after my body's used to eating the maintenance and I'm used to staying there, then I'll have a little bit more of an aggressive fat loss plan without really having to kill myself. Because like I said before, the more you diet and the longer you diet, the more you start to, I'm not seeing the results, I must be eating a little too much. And you cut it back and cut it back and cut it back, and you're starving yourself and you're not giving your body the nutrients it needs to perform at a high level. So you're going to see adverse health effects. You're going to have drops in testosterone. You're going to always be on edge. You're going to be moody. You're going to be dissatisfied, and you're just going to be constantly finding a way to get to that end goal, which is not a good way to live life. Because the best way to live life, or in my opinion, the best way to live life, and this is kind of what I tell some of the people that are starting my program or doing the trial program now, is one of the best ways to live life is to live in this moment and enjoy the process, because that's what life is. Life is one big process. You're born and you're going to die. It's how you get to death and how much you enjoy your life on the way there, whatever that may be, whatever you might enjoy. That's how to live life to the fullest. So now, obviously, don't live life to the fullest and do some insane things, and so you die at a super young age, but you get the point. But yeah, the one main tip about fat loss, and I know sometimes that first video might have got misconstrued about cutting your carbs way down, but a really important thing, an important lesson to learn about fat loss, and I had to do it because I dieted for a while and I kind of had that plateau and I got real antsy and OCD about what I ate. Cut back up to your maintenance calories. Calculate it out. See what it is for you. Some people, it might fluctuate up a touch, down a touch, but see what your maintenance is. Stay at your maintenance calories for 4, 6, 8 weeks. Then after your body is used to eating that again, then cut back down to about 80%, 85% of your maintenance. That'll allow you to lose about a pound a week, maybe a touch over a pound a week of fat. And it'll be sustainable, it'll be enjoyable, it'll fit seamlessly into your lifestyle. You won't really have to think about it and go crazy about it, and you'll like and enjoy life a lot more than really trying to hammer down. And then after you dieted for 4, 6, 8 weeks, 10 weeks, cut back up to maintenance again. It's not, you dieting for long periods of time is not good for your body, because like I said, you start to nitpick and you start to just trim the fat until you've got this bare bones, super low calorie, super low carb diet, which is going to not be good for your body to function. But yeah, if you like this video, hit subscribe, hit the like button. If you think this video will be beneficial for some of your buddies, that, hey, Joe's been dieting for forever. You can think of some friends that, man, they've been dieting for a long time. They're constantly trimming the fat. They're complaining about their diet and what they eat, and they're OCD and obsessive about it. Share this video. It helps a lot of people. That's the point. The point of these videos is to bring you a lot of value, is to bring you something that you can take to the table and apply to your life and say, hey, this really works for me. I want to share it with somebody else. Or it may not work for me, or I've already been doing it, but hey, maybe I share it and I help a couple of people along the way. That's very fulfilling in my opinion. But again, hit the like button, hit subscribe if you do like it. I'll put my email in the link below, so if you've got questions about, you want to get on the program, you want to hear more about some fat loss techniques or muscle building, strength building techniques, feel free to ask. I'm an open book. I'm going to have a really awesome video coming out in the next couple of days by the end of this week. It's about the method that I use for fat loss, and again, for the sake of making these 30 minutes long, I may split it up into two. I'll probably just do one and make it one beefy video. But it's super exciting. I've been doing it for about 3 or 4 months now, and I've had really good success with it, but I'll talk about that at a later date. It includes all of these methods and all the ideology kind of that I've been talking about in it. But that's for another day. So if you like it, subscribe, hit the like button, share it with all your buddies if you think it could bring some value, and